Hello and welcome everyone to our very
No, no, not yet.
Hello and welcome everyone to our very first ICC Club Corner Showcase. So glad to meet you all. Hopefully you all are doing great. Today we have a very special guest from the Nursing Student Association. This is Taylor Schmidt. If you'd like to introduce yourself, welcome in.
Thank you very much, Caitlin. Yes, thank you for the warm welcome and the opportunity to be here. I am so excited. As Caitlin mentioned, my name is Taylor Schmidt. I'm the president of the Nursing Student Association at San Diego City College. And today we're just going to talk a little bit about our club and the nursing program in general, and I could just not be more excited.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Before we get started, I know there's so many things to go over about NSA, or Nursing Student Association. But before you get started, can I ask you this very cool question? What inspired the Nursing Student Association?
That's a great question. It's actually no amount of inspiration went into making it, only because this is actually a national organization, Association for Nursing Students. This happens to be one California chapter at our school. So it's almost like we're just one cell of a larger group, which has its own detractions in terms of how much control we have, but so many more benefits in terms of what we can bring to our nursing students on that kind of stage.
That's amazing. Thank you. I know you have a really cool presentation ready for us, so why don't you go on ahead?
Yeah, let me just share my screen here. I don't know if I'd call it cool, but it is. It will help lead us here. Let's see here.
Anything's cool when you go to school.
Yeah. Let me see. All right, can you see me or see my screen, Caitlin? All righty. All righty. So I have a little presentation for us today. Nothing too crazy here, but just kind of an outline on what the Nursing Student Association is, what we do, and how that applies to any STC students out there who are watching this. At any point, Caitlin, if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt. This is a very kind of loose outline, so anything I may have missed or you feel is important, feel free to just let me know and go ahead and ask there, all right?
Thank you.
Awesome. So the big question, it's who are we? That's the whole reason why we're here today. We're the NSA, the Nursing Student Association. It's a student-led group, just like anything else on campus. The only difference is you may have not heard of us because we're specifically for the nursing education program. That's the NEP. Students apply every year. It's quite rigorous to get in. There's between 40 or 50 students who are let in from quite literally around the state. We have one student flying in from San Jose to attend our program each week. So while it's maybe not open to everyone, it is for everyone. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as the presentation continues. The big important thing we do, we're nursing students, we're college students, we're doers, right? We have a job. Even if we make the job, we want to impact our community in some way. So what we do is actually split into a board of directors. There's 10 of us amongst our 40-something students in our cohort right now. And then that's around 80 or 90 students in the nursing education program in totality. So the 10 of us have quite a bit on our plate, but we divide it amongst our roles. For me, I'm the president. My role is the easiest, let me tell you. All I have to do is lead the meetings, make sure we stay nationally involved in the greater NSA scope It's mostly just paperwork. The vice president has a huge job. You may not know this, but nursing students have their own kind of separate graduation ceremony. It's called pinning. And Nicole's our vice president. She takes care of all the pinning. I know she's been to at least one of your meetings, Caitlin. She's just so fantastic at everything she does. So she's perfect for this. Whereas doctors have their white coat ceremony when they start medical school, nursing students have a pinning when we graduate. It's a time-honored tradition. There's a lot of symbology and metaphors with the first, kind of modern nurse, which is Florence Nightingale. So she's going to be planning our pinning ceremony for the winter. Our secretary takes care of all the same things your guys' clubs take care of in terms of taking care of our minutes. Our treasurer has a very important job. She takes care of all of the money we fundraise, which is quite a bit. Since we do our own separate graduation, part of our job is to plan and pull off basically an entire graduation ceremony for our cohort every year. So she does a great job of making sure all of our invoices get paid for all of the excellent help we get in putting that off. Membership is for the greater NSA, umbrella. So all of our students who want to be involved in the NSA of this chapter are national members as well. And we'll talk about why that's important a little bit later as well. We have a cultural diversity director, that's Guy Billy. He is so fantastic. He's putting together weekly newsletters so that we can stay on top of, as nursing students and college students, what's important right now in our community, who's a demographic that maybe we don't know a lot about that will help us in our nursing practice as people to grow. Our community health director is Ashley. She maybe has the most impactful job. She has already performed or planned and pulled off 3 community health events just this semester. She does at least 2 every semester, with the totality being up to 8 a year. She combines her forces with any local organization. Our next one is March of Dimes. So they have a marathon coming up that we'll be involved with. And again, this is how other students can get involved as well, by volunteering at our events. Our fundraiser fundraises. She raised $1,000 in one fundraiser. We cannot be more impressed with her. And then the most important one for you all, why I highlighted it down below, is the Breakthrough to Nursing Director. So that's Bernice. And Breakthrough to Nursing is an important part of the National Student Association because it's how we lend a hand to the next generation. It can be quite difficult just to figure out what you want to do at all when you go to college, let alone when you do determine, oh, maybe it's healthcare oriented, or maybe it's specifically nursing. It can be quite challenging. There can be quite a few barriers in place for you actually getting your feet in the door. So we have a specific person, a specific branch of the Greater Nursing Student Association National Chapter, just focus on how do we get students who maybe are interested and wouldn't necessarily just be able to breeze through the door. And let me tell you, it's not a breeze for anybody, but this goes a long way in helping people determine what the prerequisites are, how to apply, which programs are available, and what that means for their future career. And lastly, we have communications, and that's Roxy, and she is Instagram. So she just is so good at posting our things, and we'll have to send that around to the ICC so you can see what we've been up to.
That would be great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Why is the NSA important? Just for a little bit of context here, on the micro scale and on the macro scale, we have a little bit of a greater purpose. On the macro scale, we represent SDCC. And I know firsthand, working with Dean Armstrong, who's pictured on the right there, the kind of smaller picture, by us being active members of one chapter of a national group, we make our school look quite good when we do these community health events, and that helps us get things like grants. So for instance, when the term started, she brought me in, she goes, Taylor, you're the president, I want to know what you've been up to, and I need you to sign this letter, because maybe we can get some more funding, quite a bit more funding. And I can't give the number because we didn't get the grant yet, but it's pretty large, based on what our student groups are doing. So that's kind of on the macro scale. The report just came out the other day that we're the #3 program in the nation for programs of this type, which is really great for San Diego City College and great for any students who want to attend. That's partially because of the NSA and partially because the program does such a great job of supporting our learning that 100% of our students last cohort passed the NCLEX, which is our licensure exam to become registered nurses when we graduate. And that is so rare. So anyone who's watching this, if you'd like to attend our program, it is a really good idea. It's a quality program.
Congratulations to you and your group.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite exciting knowing some students who are definitely nurses now. That's kind of the final roll of the dice when you graduate is, okay, am I going to pass this really, really scary exam? You can see in the, yeah. You can see in the photo, those are actual students right now. They're not actors or anything. Those are people in my cohort in the simulation lab practicing their nursing skills before they get to clinical. But on the other side of the scale, in the micro scale, we are here down and getting our hands dirty in the community with our community health events. So on kind of the large scale and on the smaller, more local one, we try to be involved as much as we can. And that's going to loop around to all of you other STC students as well. Our little aside is as well, the faculty has a lot of faith in this community group just based on its 4-year history. So we also get to make decisions for the cohort. Just yesterday, we're deciding what uniforms we're going to wear. But it goes quite a bit bigger than that too in terms of pinning and bylaws and things of that nature. The question of the hour, how does this apply to you? We are first and foremost a resource, not just for the community and other nursing students, but for anyone at STCC who is interested in nursing or in healthcare, just exploring this option that's typically a little more removed from the regular STCC community. Like Lori told me, we're kind of out in the corner over there, and we don't have a great way at this point to really communicate with everyone else. And we've kind of noticed that barrier as the new board of directors. So we're kind of doing our best to figure out how we can bridge that gap, starting with this excellent club quarter put on by all you just fabulous people over here. So what I provided there was a generic email. If you have any questions at all, you can start there in terms of getting in contact with us. The ICC is a great place to go as well in terms of finding your way to the BOD. We offer peer mentoring, again, Breakthrough to Nursing. We will have a Breakthrough to Nursing event this term. So when we have all of the details, we'll make sure they go out. But we really, really enjoy working with up and coming students. I mean, we had a huge turnout for people who want to be peer mentors. So if anyone is wondering what they can do, how they can succeed in prereqs, what life is like if this is for them, please by any means watch this video or come and find us and we'll be happy to partner with you. That's kind of the end of the general presentation, just giving you a little context. I know, Caitlin, that you'll have a lot of excellent questions for me. So why don't we kick off the next portion here?
Awesome, thank you. My first official question of this portion is, who can get involved?
So it's a little bit only unfortunate in one regard here. I'm just going to quit sharing here. The people who can get involved in the actual Nursing Student Association are nursing students only, unfortunately, for the positions on the BOD and things of that nature. But when it comes to our specific events like Breakthrough to Nursing, we will have it open for other students to join, attend, and link up with current nursing education program students.
Awesome. And I heard that there is this program called Practicum, correct? Practicum?
Yes.
What is that experience like?
Yeah, so shifting a little bit away from our club, Practicum is every nursing student has kind of like a 2-lane street that we learn on. And on one side is all the theory in class, and the other one is our clinical hours. So every term, every semester, every year, and for the totality of our program, we're on a federal list, and we need to make sure that we are receiving enough hours and enough branches of medicine and enough different kinds of healthcare settings that will be prepared to enter the field as nurses. So practicum is that hands-on time out there at Scripps, Kaiser, you name it, we're everywhere. I'm at Scripps right now. We have around 16 hours a week that we need to attend. And it's kind of where the pedal hits the metal there. It is very exciting. It's a little scary at first, but this is how we're going to become nurses.
That's amazing. And along that line, what is it like to be a nursing student? For those who haven't maybe considered the field, maybe for those who are considering it or haven't even thought about it, what is it like from a nursing student perspective to be said nursing student?
That is a big question. The word that comes to mind is challenging. There is a lot on the line here. There's a lot to be gained by becoming a nurse. You know, sometimes in academia, we think maybe it's inappropriate to talk about the things that a student, besides an education, they're getting out of it. Nurses are not quite that way. We start the year and we go, okay, you need to be prepared. Here's what school will be like. But when you come out, how do you find a job? What kind of paycheck are you likely to be taking home? How is that going to support your life and your endeavors outside of work? So there's a lot to be gained by being a nurse. Steady employment. We have the ability, a lot of versatility to do what we like in nursing, not just maybe what you'd think of as bedside nursing. We can go into management and education and training and all of these other things. There's even nurses who work strictly with technology. There's just a whole field within a field. So in order to get there, though, it's quite a journey. It's quite a journey. From day one, maybe you're a little bit scared, but you're nothing if not supported by your other peers and your faculty. So as the bar raises, your support network raises. And this is the kind of educational journey where there is no part-timing it, either in the literal sense or in a metaphorical. You are a nursing student around the clock, but the upside being, so is everyone in this program. So you're all on this kind of journey together, figuring it out as you go, hitting a barrier, overcoming it over and over again until what we say is you're kind of like put in the forge, and you're going to come out not only more educated, more confident, more competent, a safe practitioner of nursing. So that's a great question. I know that's a little esoteric, but on the small scale, what it's actually like is you go to class 2 days a week, you go to practicum 2 days a week, and you do your best to meet our federal standards.
That's amazing. I mean, I look at how nursing students, from the outside perspective, we assume, oh, they have it all down. But like you said, it does challenge you in different ways. But at the end of the day, you're overcoming them. You're learning more about yourselves as you go. So that's a beautiful part about being a nursing student, is that not only are you growing from this experience, but you're also like experiencing something outside of your comfort zone. I mean, that's something most students, like in my case, journalism or LAS, liberal arts and sciences, like you wouldn't consider how important this program is until you've heard it from the mouths of the people doing it. And I'm so honored right now to be here interviewing you in this capacity and asking and learning about your club and the program. Because at the end of the day, when we think of a nursing student, some people will think, oh, the scrubs and going into the doctor's offices, but I see lifesavers in the everyday moments. Like you wouldn't expect it, but maybe a phlebotomy student knows exactly how to help someone who needs that, or someone going into being an orthopedic doctor, or even a practitioner for pediatricians. How can I help a child who's in distress with CPR? Like these are the important lifesavers that are going through this program right now to ensure that we as students or people outside of college are safe. So much kudos to all of you in this program, in this capacity of work, this line of work. Y'all are the future of saving lives, honestly.
Thank you very much. No, it's an honor for us to be here. This is just what a great opportunity just to meet everyone and just get up on our little soapbox briefly and let everyone know what's going on around here. But you couldn't have said it better, honestly. And I think the number one thing that people maybe don't realize about nursing is we are the group that's covering all the areas that aren't covered. So for anyone who is going to the doctor is going to be leading the charge on your treatment, but not following through on it. And it's the same for people who maybe can't get to the doctor's office. The nurses are kind of like a safety net for the healthcare system. So anyone who feels like they want to be a part of something maybe bigger than themselves, something important on a small and large scale, for people who care about others and that drives them to work, this is the program for you.
Absolutely. And before I forget, did you hear about Palomar Health offering $100,000 incentive to recruit and retain nurses lately?
I did hear that. That's that's part of the greater theme going around since COVID of the nursing shortage. It's something we learned in nursing schools. The nursing shortage is a little bit of a misnomer, right? It's not that there aren't enough nurses out there. There's not enough nurses to do the particular job we need them to do, either due to retirement and to finding other subfields. There was a large amount of nurses who became quite burnt out during the COVID pandemic. And now we need people who are fresh and ready to go. So hearing about the Palomar sign-on bonus, it's not totally unheard of, though that is a really nice number. And again, maybe some parts of academia don't like to talk about finances, but it's very important to support yourself financially and to know what you're getting after with your degree. And I mean, Palomar will be getting an email from me at some point.
Awesome. And before I forget, I just want to give props and kudos and appreciate your group for being a part of ICC as well. I know there's been many meetings, and just the fact that y'all represent a big program, though it leaves a small footprint on the campus, y'all have a bigger impact in the campus life, district, communities, and statewide. I mean, if there was never a better time to be in this program, it would be right now. You have to come to this program if you're an incoming nursing student or need to want to learn more about it. This is the time to be alive right now to learn this. And like you said, we are just coming out of the pre-pandemic, post-pandemic things. We need the nurses at this time, especially. I remember there was a very urgent medical emergency I went through, and there was no doctors available, so we had to go to an urgent care. And the nurses were just so appreciative that we came in when we did. They made sure there was great hospitality and room-side service. And that's the kind of doctor or nurse I would want to interact with, is someone who takes my needs, hears me out, and wants to make sure I get the best quality care I can get. And that's something that is learned and earned at the same time. You have to learn how to really just embrace what you're doing, but you also get to learn and earn more about honoring what you're doing, honoring the program you're in, honoring the people around you. And that's something special, I think, as a student and as a person who has never had an experience in the health or medical field. We have to appreciate y'all for doing what you do, because there were times, I'm sure there's students who think, oh, maybe I won't get through it. But like you said, there's so much supporting you at the end of the day. And that's just the beautiful part of it. It's that you're not alone in this. You've got this. You have a support system. You got a network of people ready to be at your service, and you serving others at the same time. It's just a beautiful impact y'all leave on campus and as a legacy for students to come. Like you said, the next set of students, next generation, they're going to be looking at y'all like, dang, that was the coolest class ever. You need to be like them. But
I certainly hope so.
Y'all are just so great, and I'm proud and honored to be with y'all today.
Oh, right back at you. Thank you for saying all that. It fills my cup, as we say. It fills my cup. And that is, so even in nursing school, it's easy to get burnout here. So thank you so much. That kind of makes my day, makes my week. And yeah, I hope the next class looks at us and thinks all of these good things. We will certainly be out there once they've graduated. We go to clinical every week. I met one of my future professors because he was a charge nurse on the floor. Professor DeSena, wherever you are, you were fantastic. And STC student graduates from the nursing program are everywhere. You cannot throw a stone in this town in a healthcare center that we don't work at right now. So yeah, anyone who wants to join, the world is your oyster. That's just all you got to do is take the first step here.
Awesome. Well, before we wrap up, I just want to say thank you to Mr. Taylor for coming in today. This has been a great honor to learn more about the NSA, Nursing Student Association. And before I forget, just take care and don't lose sight. You all have a great goal in mind, and I'm glad you all came in today. I hope you all have a great day. I am Caitlin Moore, your Interclub Council President. This was Mr. Taylor Schmidt. Any final words before we wrap up?
Just a big, big thank you to Caitlin, to Lori, to the ICC. Ali or Roxy will be there on Tuesday, and one of these days I will be at those meetings. In the meantime, if you have any questions, reach out to that email from my PowerPoint. This whole series is recorded, so you can always send a question there, and I'll be waiting for you on the other side, all right?
Thank you so much. Again, I am your ICC President, Caitlin Moore, and this has been Club Corner Showcases. Thank you.